Everybody, Cynthia here. I'm back with my Jingle, Jangle Christmas series, and today I'm working on a few Christmas cards like this one. Isn't it cute? And it's a little shaker card, and it says Merry Christmas. So we're going to be creating this one together today. It's just got a simple white card base, and I'll share with you some of the things that I used to create it, and then we'll get started. Put my stuff right there. So I have this bag that I use for my shaker cards, and basically I mixed gold stars, white snowflakes, and red, green, and gold regular different size sequins, and then I also have some green Christmas trees in here. And I made a big bag of it, and then that way I just pull a little out, put it in my card, and it's all ready to go. So we're going to use some of that. The Merry Christmas sentiment that I have in the center here is from this Recollections Christmas stamp I got years ago, and it's called Know Well. That's the Merry Christmas sentiment we're using. And then for the cutout for the shaker, I got these large Christmas tree dies, and I purchased these on Amazon. I don't know if they still have them, but I will post a link below to these, as well as the tree outside here. I use these, I got these 3 dies from Amazon as well, and I used the center one that you see here, which is like the middle size of the 3. So I will post links if I can find them on Amazon again. I'm not affiliated. I know you guys like to know where I get things, and I'm using the 3rd size down to create my cut. Basically, you can use any die you have. I'm just showing you what I did here and maybe give you some inspiration to create a shaker yourself. If you basically know how to put a shaker card together, you can use any die you want. Okay, I'm just using the Christmas tree. And then for this tree here, I cut out 2 of them. One in a deeper green and one in a lighter green. And we're going to be layering those up so that the light green kind of sticks out from the back a little bit, and we'll glue those together. I used a snowflake embossing folder. I also used one of the elves from these Recollections dimensional stickers that I had in my stash. Like I said, for years, and I have not been using this stuff, and I really just want to start using what I have. And then I got these stickers from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use one of the red bows from this. And the paper that I used for this background paper here comes from the Home for the Holidays paper pad from Hobby Lobby, and I got this a few years ago as well. But I have a lot of paper, like a full tablet almost, and I really want to use this paper up this year, so that's what we're using. Okay, so for your card base, you're going to need a sheet that measures 11 by 4 1/4. You just want to fold it in half. And then I just ran my bone folder over it, so it got a nice clean edge. And this card flips this way. Okay, so for the base piece here, this guy right here, I love this paper. This measures 5 1/4 by 4. And just going to run double-sided tape along the edge. Put a little piece in the middle. And put that right on my card. Run my bone folder over that. Okay, we're going to set that aside. And we're going to cut out our tree. Now this paper that I used for this front base piece measures 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. And what you're going to want to do is you want to center your tree as best you can onto this piece. So let me get out my old school cuddle bug here. Absolutely love this. Don't know what I would do without it. But we're going to center as best we can and place it on the plate. Let me get my other C plate here. You could tape it down if you wanted with washi tape, but I'm just gonna try and be as gentle as I can and run it through. Okay, and then you just pop that out, and you can keep this tree for an embellishment for something else. You can even make a little gift tag out of that, so don't throw that out. But we created our window, and now what I want to do is get out my snowflake embossing folder, and I'm going to run that through. Just going to line that up there, and yeah, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to get my sandwich together, my A plate and my 2 B plates, and run that through. And then I'll put my machine aside. And we'll take this out of the folder. And it just gives you that little snowflake pattern there. Okay, and then I'm going to flip it over to the opposite side, and I'm going to glue on my piece of acetate. Now the acetate that the size is 3.5 by 3, because I just wanted it to cover a little bit over the tree cut that we made. So what I'm going to do is take liquid glue, and I'm going to go around the tree area, but I'm not going to go real close to the edge, because once you put the acetate on, you don't want the glue to like like smudge into there. And then I'm going to go on the very edge of my acetate with the liquid glue. Flip it around. And we're going to glue this right on there. You want to press it down really well. And sometimes I just take my bone folder and run it over to kind of smooth out the glue. Just be gentle when you do it, because you don't want to ruin that nice embossing you have on the front there. Now I'm going to take my other piece that we're going to stamp on. And this measures 4 by 3, and we're pretty much gonna try and center as best we can on here. So I got my Merry Christmas sentiment, and I'm using Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and I'm gonna center this as best I can. Stamped Merry Christmas. Let me clean off my stamp here. Okay. And before I glue anything down, I just want to see how this is going to look. Yay! I love it, love it, love it. So let me get some tape here and tape this onto my card. And you kind of want to center this as best you can as well. Just kind of eyeball it. Now if you have one of those static pads, you might want to run your static pad over this a little bit before you do the next step, and that way your sequins won't stick. I don't have one, so I'm just basically going to take some of my sequins and I'm going to drop them right over my sentiment. Just a pinch, little, well, more than a pinch. That's a nice amount. I want enough in there to really notice, but I don't want too much. Sometimes you could accidentally put too much in, and then it'll be filled up to your window and you don't want it to go over your sentiment. So just make sure when you're filling it, you don't overfill it, but you do want to get enough in there to really make a good shake. I think that's pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. Close up my sequin bag and get out my foam tape. Now, we glued this on, so you want to flip it back to the inside where you glued it. And basically, when you're making a shaker, all you want to make sure you do is cover this window area completely. Don't leave any openings when you're putting your acetate on. If you leave an opening, your sequins are going to go through too far. So I'm just gonna cut my foam tape to go around my tree, and I'm gonna make sure that my tape is touching each other when I cut the pieces. I'm not gonna leave any gaps for those sequins to come out. If you hear that, that's my hubby calling, and he's just gonna have to wait. Sorry, I thought I turned it all the way off. Apparently, I didn't. So I do apologize for that vibrating noise. Wow, it just keeps ringing, huh? Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so I'm just adding foam all around the tree cut area. A little too much there. Making sure those foam pieces touch so that when you have your sequins in here, it doesn't go on the outside. And then I'm going to add foam to my outside frame here. Put a piece there on the ends. And then a piece here. Here and here. And I think I'm going to put two here because there's a big gap there. So put one here and here. Okay. I'm going to run my bone folder over the foam pieces, and that way when I lift off the tape, it lifts off pretty nice. And my foam should be stuck down to the paper. And then we're going to sit this right on top of our card. Okay, so bring your card back over. And center your tree. And push down. Okay, so I do have the shakers down here. Merry Christmas sentiment is in the window. You can read it. And then there's my shaker. Okay, so I'm just going to bang them all to the bottom again. And we're going to quick decorate the outside. So, like I said, I have this Dollar Tree bow and these snowflakes here. And I could have put these on before I stuck this on, but sometimes I do things the hard way. So I'm going to go ahead in and cut a little snowflake piece out here. And I'm going to add it to this side of the card. Let me use my tweezers. So much better with those. And I'm just going to tuck that under there. Whoop. I just lifted it again. I'm sorry. There we go. Oh, that really stuck. I'll tell you, for Dollar Tree stickers, these really stick well. Okay, so we have a snowflake there. And I'm going to want to cut another piece for the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut that on there and pull it off. These are amazingly sticky. Sometimes, you know, you're never sure when you buy embellishments if they're going to have a good stick to them, but those do actually. Okay, so now I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue in the center of the tree here. And I'm going to layer the darker onto that lighter, just so that the light part of the tree is sticking out. I just love doing that. And then there's, I don't know if you guys can see these, but there's little cuts in the tree. So I just took my white Jelly Roll pen and I went over those cuts, just to kind of bring them out a little bit and make it look like snow. You could do this with like clear glitter glue as well, which I might actually run over it after. I do the Jelly Roll just because I love glitter. I don't like glitter that comes off, but I like to see it. I like me a little sparkle. Okay, so that's done. And I'm going to take that, I'm going to glue it right here to the front. Just going to add a little liquid glue on this side. And pop that on right there. And take one of these red bows from the Dollar Tree and put it right here on top. Oh, that's really sticky. Okay. And then just take an elf. I'm going to pick a little elf. I kind of like this guy here. I don't know. No, he's too big for this one. I think I'll just take this little guy here. And pop him right on the side there. And that's it, guys. That's how I created my shaker cards. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and happy crafting.